Hello, it's Peter Wright and Kathleen Beauvais with another episode of The Week That Was on the Yakking Show. And this is for the week ending the 5th of April, 2024. Spring is coming, days are getting longer, it's warming up, so everybody's happy. Anyway, good morning, Kathleen. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Peter. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I'm really enjoying the earlier sunlight, earlier sunrises when
That
I'm
lovely.
walking. Sun was above the horizon when I got home from my walk this morning, which is always encouraging. So let's tell you about what happened on the week. No, first we've got to get our feline fact
Oh.
from Kathleen. Let's go. Let's start off with that as we normally do.
All right. Well, for those of you who are fans of feline friends, here's today's tidbit. It says Pablo Picasso owned a cat named Minou. The Spanish artist produced many paintings with felines. In 2006, one titled Dora Maar au Chat, which featured Minou in the background, was sold for over, wait for it, $95 million US.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, that makes me want to start painting pictures of my cats, maybe. Wow, that is amazing. Let's get on to what happened on the Yakking Show this week. So on Tuesday, episode 303, we had Kat Newport, who specializes in resolving conflicts and managing conflict both in the workplace and in your personal life. And Kat was good. We had a very interesting conversation, and she has several strategies in this episode to help you deal with conflict, and they make a lot of sense. So I'd encourage you, if you have conflict in your life or you want to prevent conflict in your life, I'd encourage you to watch or listen to that episode. There will be links below in the description of this video. Kat is also our featured author of the week. She has written a book called Smart Conflict: Turning Disputes into Growth Opportunities, and there's a link to that book on in the description as well. It's well worth watching. Then on Thursday, we released a premium episode with Dr. Michael Solomon, PhD, who's a renowned world expert on consumer behavior and marketing to consumers. And this is an hour long, almost an hour long episode, and he goes into why consumers buy, why they don't buy, consumer engagement, surrogate consumers. It's a really good and interesting topic, surrogate consumers. If you want to know why consumers buy or don't buy your products or your services, I'd encourage you to watch this episode. It's really good. Who have we got coming next week? We have another doctor, Dr. Stephen Davidson, who is a sexologist and talks about sexual compatibility, sexual integrity, and how to improve your relationships. Very, very interesting episode coming up on Tuesday next week. At this stage, we are not releasing another episode on Thursday. The following week, we'll have the next episode of our Success Secrets. And that's what happened this week. So, Kathleen, have you got any comments on our guest this week? I've been going on and on. I didn't
No,
give you a
no,
chance to
no,
chip in.
no. They're all super and they're all experts in their own fields. And
Mm,
my gosh, we really are so lucky to interview such high caliber guests on this show, aren't we?
mhm.
Well, did you want me to get right into my health topic today?
You go for your health topic.
All right. Well, today I would like to talk a little bit about inflammation and some herbs that might help with inflammation instead of turning to a non-steroidal type of medications over the counter. But first of all, let me just tell you what inflammation is. So inflammation is not necessarily a bad thing, Peter. It's your body's way to protect itself from injury, infections, and other pathogens. So while inflammation can be beneficial when it comes to acute injuries and illness, if it turns chronic, it can become harmful to your health. And I'll get into that in just a moment. And in fact, chronic inflammation can last for months or even years. And it could be the underlying reason for some major health conditions and disease over the course of your life. So, as I mentioned, inflammation itself is your body's way to fight against a potential harm, such as injuries, infections, and toxins. It's part of your body's inherent immune response. When your body senses damages to the cells, it releases chemicals to trigger a response from your immune system for your protection. Without inflammation, your wounds would become septic, and even minor infections could result in tissue damage and become deadly. So that's why when you cut yourself, it becomes red, swollen, but that's part of the healing process. That's inflammation. So there, as I mentioned, there are two types of inflammation, acute and chronic. So the acute inflammation is when you bang yourself, you injure yourself, and it's short term. However, when it becomes chronic, it can lead to further health problems. And some of these include memory loss and cognitive decline, loss of muscle mass, damaged blood vessels and heart disease, cancers, damaged gut lining and food sensitivity, weight gain and visceral fat formation and fatty liver, and accelerated skin aging, just to name a few, Peter.
Wow.
Also, by the way, also joint pain and loss of mobility. So if you're looking for something more natural to help combat this chronic inflammation, there are about 4 herbs that I can mention here. There's turmeric, and I actually take curcumin, which is part of the turmeric, and on a daily basis it's wonderful as an anti-inflammatory. There's also ginger. There's boswellia, which is most people would know it as frankincense, and also rosemary. So that's my information for today. And this is an article by Dr. Jockers, and Peter, you will have a link to that article
Link,
in this
link
video.
in. There's a link there in the description. And I've just got to chip in and say that I also take curcumin, turmeric, and I'm convinced that's a major factor in sorting out some gastro issues that I had for a number of years, and not completely resolved, excuse me, but way better than they were since I started taking that turmeric. So curcumin. And the other article that I read, unfortunately, it's hidden behind a paywall, so I can't put the link in for our audience, is that turmeric also has an effect in suppressing cancer cells and promoting through epigenetics, promoting the systems in your body that fight cancer cells. So
Right.
that's another good attribute for turmeric.
So many different natural herbs and wonderful tinctures that you can get from your local naturopath or natural food store that you can take. And they're absolutely wonderful. You don't necessarily, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be taking any drugs or anything like that. That's your decision. You consult your family doctors for that. But what I'm saying is that there are some alternatives out there that are worth exploring, and they're effective.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Excuse me. Yeah, very much so. I know I was always of the opinion when I was younger and ignorant that one didn't need to take supplements and extra herbs. It was all in our food. That's all. But the more I've researched this, the more I've come to realize that our modern food systems are certainly deficient in a lot of essential micronutrients and supplements. So I take a range now, and I'm feeling healthy, and I think it's good. And of course, we have a link below here for Dr. Morse's herbal health systems. And there's a range of, as Kathleen said, tinctures and herbs that you can get through Dr. Morse's website that we would
Absolutely.
highly recommend. That's it from me. As always, make sure you don't miss out on the guests that we have coming up and the guests for the current week. Hop onto our website, yakkingshow.com, hit the purple button on the front page, sign up for our weekly newsletter so we can remind you who's coming, who's on this week. We only send you one email a week. We're not going to flood your inbox. And that's it from me. I'll say goodbye. Thanks for watching and listening. Back to you, Kathleen.
Well, Peter, if anyone out there is an expert in anything to do with health, we want to hear from you. And all you need to do is visit us at theyakkingshow.com and just click on the contacts tab and you'll find a short application form. So until next time, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.